How you feeling? Hey guys, it's Darren from Off-Road TV here. I am up in a place called Herald, Bight. It is in the Peron National Park up in Shark Bay. It's about a 10-11 hour drive north of Perth. It is an absolutely spectacular spot. I'm here camping for a couple of nights, so I thought I'd share this one with you guys. We've got the red cliffs, we've got the white sand, we've got the turquoise water. This is up where Jake and I were earlier in the year. We came across this campsite and we absolutely loved it, but we were basically on our last day. So I've come back, I'm going to spend 2 or 3 nights here. It's about 40 degrees, so it's awesome to have the ocean to just jump into. And there's hardly anyone here. And the great thing about this campsite is you can literally camp on the beach. So drive up, pick a spot and camp. The track in, so the track in is a sand track. I dropped my tires to 20 psi and it's fairly easy at that pressure. Lots of stock cars come up here. As long as you've got 4-wheel drive and you let your tires down, you'll be fine. When I got to the beach, down to 15 psi and drove along this beach no problem. There's definitely a lot softer beaches in WA than this, so no problems driving along here. There are some soft bits you got to watch out for, but if you drop your tire pressures, you should be absolutely fine. But guys, look, if you're in WA or elsewhere in Australia and you can get yourself here, highly recommend it. It is an absolute piece of paradise. I've been flying the drone this morning. There's sharks, rays, turtles, you name it. I haven't crashed it yet, which is awesome. And yeah, I've got the car over there somewhere, so I'll give you a quick run through of that in a minute. And here's me. I've got the complete setup. Well, not the complete setup, but it's my setup. Got the solar cranking, so that's the 160 watt solar blanket. You've all seen the crash pad. Got the drifter rooftop tent up there, which some of you will have seen if you've done the walkthrough. I've got my day bed going on, which is bloody comfy. What else we got going on? Around here, this is my front runner kitchen set. It's actually super handy. Got everything you need in there and it just rolls up nicely. And it's also got hooks on it for hanging somewhere around camp. That one's a great one. Highly recommended. The old rhino hide down here in case we decide to go into the bush. Awning up. There's my famous solar shower. My famous solar shower, which is roasting. It'll be perfect for a shower later on. And yeah, there's my view, which isn't too bad. So that's Herald Bight up in Peron National Park. This place is an absolute steal. It's $11 a night, and for that view, $11 a night. Anywhere else in the world, I think you'd be paying hundreds, if not thousands, for that. So if you've got the opportunity to get up here, get yourself up here. It's definitely another one of our favorite campsites. Hey guys, so my 3 days in Herald Bight are now over. I'm gonna head south. It's New Year's Eve. It's been an amazing spot to sit for 3 days and just pretty much had the place to myself. And as you can see today, I do. So what I'm gonna do now is just basically drive out the beach, drive out the entrance track, and then head back towards Perth. I'll get the drone to follow me on the way out, just so you guys can see the beach and what it's like on the way out. I've checked my tire pressures again, so they're still at 15 psi. Sometimes after a few days they can go up a couple of psi, so always worth checking. And yeah, hopefully I don't get stuck on the way out. If I do, it'll be a good video. Let's do it. From here on in, it's a sand track, so I'll probably go back up to 20 psi. It's a fairly well compacted sand track. Usual dips and bounces here and there, but 20 psi was perfect coming in, so I'll go back up to that. And this is basically what the track looks like from here on in. Hopefully that's given you a bit of an insight into Herald Bight and up here in Cape Peron. With any sand driving, beach driving, before you go steaming onto the beach, if you're not sure what you're doing, you know, get out, have a look, walk the beach a little bit, see what the sand's like. Is it hard? Is it soft? Is it tied in? Is it tied out? Are there other tracks? Are there other people driving along it? And if you're going for it, as a minimum, light your tires down. So most people will probably run somewhere between 12 and 16 psi. Four-wheel drive, traction control off, otherwise the car's just going to be fighting for traction and hinder you in the sand. And as a minimum, have the right gear. So carry max tracks or treads or some kind of recovery board. Have a shovel in case you need to dig yourself out. Ideally have recovery points so that you can be pulled out if that happens. And if you're not sure or you're just not comfortable, don't do it. We come across a lot of people on the beaches where people have just driven straight on, they haven't let the tires down, and they just get themselves stuck, or they're not quite sure what they're doing. So just work within your capabilities, guys. Certainly up here it's fantastic, but it's easy for me to say come up here and do this, but it's just a bit of preparation and a bit of common sense. And beaches change every week, you know, day by day. Could come up here next week and the sand is super soft. So just satisfy yourselves before you go flying onto the beach. But by all means, come up here, enjoy it, but just be prepared. Cheers.